And we're back. Oh god, that was less than 5 minutes. But we have returned. We are here. I just got some water. I'm ready to go to start this next best of 3 and spawning in the top left hand corner of Pride of Altatis LE. We have our Mexican Zerg player. He just got his revenge over Neo Shaggy, and here he is from Mexico representing Timbers Esports. It is JimRising. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, going for a 12 full. Let's go. We have one of the most aggressive Zerg players in the entire region representing Amantes de StarCraft. It is TheZergLord. From Brazil, let's go. Sixlings already on the way. Meanwhile, JimRising did open up Hatch Gas Pool, the most standard, the most economic opening you can go for. Will he be punished? That is the question, because TheZergLord, he's coming across the map with his 3, with all of his lings. He's got a drone. Yo, Proxy Hatch. He's got so many minerals. Proxy Hatch? Oh my god. What is happening right now? Okay. I was like, is he gonna commit? Nope. Just goes for the trick, goes for a spine. The lings are coming across the map as well. No gases, by the way, no speed. And TheZergLord does take a hatchery back at home. But again, this is still very committed, and JimRising has no idea. He finally sees the lings, but it's too late. He reveals himself. He is here. And what does Jim have to defend? We've got a queen on the way. We've got lings on the way as well. But this spine is going to finish. And depending on how Jim responds, he's going to lose the natural. It's going to go down. There we go. The spine is here. Has to reposition. Oh, where's it? What? Where are you going, spine? Where are you going? No! Burrow, puppy, burrow! Oh my god! That's, what are you doing? Oh my god, Jim is gonna defend the TheZergLord. The spine was like going up into the main question mark. I have no idea what the hell he was doing. But because of that blunder, Jim, he will defend. And he holds on to his natural. Yo, Funada TheZergLord. Everything was going so well. Look how low this hatchery got. And if that spine was up and running, everything would have been different. It would have provided surface area for the lings, you know. It would have helped so much when it comes to surround, the added extra DPS. And now TheZergLord is in an awful position. His gases are late. His drones are late. Look at the worker count. Oh my god. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Shaking my head. Shaking my head, TheZergLord. Shaking my head. Meanwhile, Funada for sure is in the chat. When is the next League of Legends cast? We have never casted League of Legends. We will never cast League of Legends. We only cast good games here on the CranKy Ducklings, and League of Legends doesn't constitute as that. It's not good enough. Shaking my head. Shaking my head. Oh god. But yeah. I don't know what else there is to say other than Jim is just far ahead when it comes to drones, when it comes to tech. I have to look at the TheZergLord and be like, okay. Okay. What is the plan? What is the plan here? He's going 2 base lair. He only has 2 gases. So mutas, oh yeah, he's taking the rest of his gases. I think mutas are a great way to try and catch your opponent off guard. And I think they can do well, to be honest. Especially because we don't have link speed. So I imagine that's where we're going to be headed. Otherwise, we would already see +1 range. That's how I feel. So yeah, and we still don't see any upgrades in production here. We're gonna have a bit of a link scout. Is this gonna see anything? No, it will not. +1 range gets started, but we should see it cancelled. Yeah, great minds think alike. TheZergLord, he's trying to fake roaches with that +1 range. Meanwhile, Jim is actually going for roaches. And the scary thing, especially with this lair, is that Jim can go into a Nidus counterattack with Roach Queen, and the ZergLord has no way to stop him. There's nothing here. And that's kind of what I'm expecting, because what was this lair for? Roach speed is not on the way for Jim. The lair has to be for something. I'm gonna be shocked if he just waddles across the map, but I guess that's what he's doing. What was the lair for? I didn't even know. The ZergLord, he sees the roaches coming across the map. He cancels. We need a Spine Forest. There it is. Spine Forest is being thrown down. Is it going to be enough? The goal here is the ZergLord needs to defend with his spines and with his drones and lings and queens and everything, and survive long enough for the mutas to come out. But again, this is going to hit hard, and this could just be game. Oh my god, the roaches show up, they take out the Evo Chamber. Are the spines even going to finish? That is the question. The roaches are coming in, lings are trying to buy as much time as possible. It looks like some of the spines will finish up, and is it going to be enough? The spines are going ham here, the lings get a nice round, but all the lings die. Oh my god, the sheer amount of DPS by these roaches was absolutely insane. And with the death of those lings, next are the spines, and then the queens, and then the game, because there are far too many roaches here. They're gonna dive into the natural base. They could focus on the Spire if they want, but instead they go for the drones, because why the hell not? 8 drones, 9, 10 drones are gonna go down. And on top of that, so is the Spire. There's no way that the ZergLord holds onto the Spire. Oh, never mind. He doesn't go for it. He goes for the drones instead. He knows he can go for both. Oh god. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Roaches, they waddle into the main base as well. GG gets called, and JimRising takes game number 1. With a failed 12 pull. The hell was going on with that 12 pull, mate? I mean, I loved the 12 pull and what it was doing, but that spine. The miss rally on the spine feels bad, man. Feels bad. I'm assuming it was a miss rally. I'm assuming that the ZergLord never intended for it to go into the main base. Just wanted to uproot and burrow on creep. That's all he wanted in life, and he never got it. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Oh. And with that, Jim takes game 1 and has taken the lead in this series. Only needs one more, uno más, to move on to the grand finals. And we'll see if we get there, as the lobby has been made, and we're going to be diving in to 2,000 atmospheres. Oh my. Here we go. Countdown has started. I can see the chat catching up. Oh boy. Oh boy. I still wonder what that lair was for Jim. I think maybe he either forgot Roach speed or he forgot the Nidus. Like, he just waddled across the map with everything. It's crazy. But I mean, it worked. It worked in the end. And now here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2,000 atmospheres ALE. You can see right there with his bandera representing Mexico. It is El Macaco. It is El JimRising. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of 2,000 atmospheres ALE, we have the Brazilian Zerg player representing Amantes de StarCraft. It is TheZergLord. Putting himself in a really bad position in game 1. That's something that I have to say, is that game 1 was all on the ZergLord. He put himself there with his 12 pull, with the execution of the 12 pull. He put himself behind. So now he plays it safe, goes for a hatch first. I appreciate it, just because, again, like, when I think of these two players and the state of these two players, I feel like in a more standard game, even though the ZergLord is known for his aggression, I want to favor him. I think right now he's the stronger player. But not when you open up with a 12 pull like that, you know? Like, what's going on? what's going on, buddy? Oh, God. Shaking my head, mate. Shaking my head. But we'll see. We'll see what we have in store for us here as both players go for hatch gas pool openings. The ZergLord is a little bit more paranoid, so he does throw down his spawning pool on the edge of creep, and this will kind of stifle and mess up things like spine rushes in case JimRising decided to go for a 12 pool spine rush. So the ZergLord is prepared for that. And yeah, we see that this is going to be leading into a more standard mid game, or the early game is looking to be standard, is what I should say. Oh boy. And Jim, with this, it's a really curious opener, to be honest. I mean, he's prioritizing his queens over everything. He's going to have enough gas for link speed soon, TM. But will he get link speed? That's something that we have to keep an eye on, because recently he has been playing a lot more with, you know, just skipping link speed and going straight into lair, or straight into roaches, or straight into spire, whatever he can. And the ZergLord goes for a pretty standard third base timing. Nice. But we all know Jim. We know Jim is not about the third base, okay? If Jim ever takes a third, like, that's something to hype up. That's something to take note of. I love this. He's playing like Miyamika. He wants the Overlord. Let's go. Oh my god, this is so dirty. But yes, with these queens, the Overlord is going to get sniped. Maybe even a second Overlord. Meanwhile, Jim is across the map with these lings. And oh my god, he forces a cancel. What? He forces a cancel with 4 lings. That should never have happened. Ugh, ay, ay, ay. I think the ZergLord actually lost his drone as well. Oh my god. And Jim did skip his link speed. So Jim is going to be going for 2 base lair, I imagine. Especially with all that extra link speed. Roach Warren's on the way, the wall is on the way. But forcing a cancel like that was so surprising. Like, that should never have happened. Maybe the ZergLord was a little bit distracted. Oh, he didn't actually end up losing that Overlord, surprisingly. And Jim gets in? Oh my god, he gets a full scout, confirms the lack of gas, lack of lair. And the ZergLord is just behind at this point, just because of his late third. Finally, he's taking his gases. But the ZergLord is the one in the dark. What I mean by that is he has no idea what the hell's going on. He hasn't seen the gases. He hasn't seen anything. What he has seen is the lack of third base, but it's Jim. Like, he never takes the third. Like, yeah. It's all about what is he doing off of 2 bases. Is he going full Macaco and going mutas, like the ZergLord was trying to do in the last game? Are we going to see Nidus? Oh, the queen! Oh, Jesus Christ. Jimbo, please. Por favor. Hola, vengo del canal de Jim. Gracias, gracias los que vienen de Jimbo. Thank you so much, Jim. Thank you for the support. And welcome everyone who's dropping by. Meanwhile, the lings of the ZergLord, they keep trying to find a way in, but so far, Jim does hold on. And what is behind this lair? With only 3 gases, it makes sense for him to just focus on nothing but roaches. There we go, roach speed is on the way. And Jim is going to be working on a very strong push with this. Third base is thrown down. Again, Jim, his third is typically late, but he makes up for it when it comes to his tech, when it comes to his upgrades. Oh. Alright. Well, we'll see how this works out for him. Of course, the ZergLord does have a pretty nice drone lead. This is the difference between the ZergLord and Neo Shaggy. I feel like Neo Shaggy in this position would have been making a lot more army to maybe even try and deny this third base of Jim. When the ZergLord is like, hey, my third base is faster, I don't need to deny your third anymore. Let me drone up first, get a decent drone count, and then work on my roaches. Take note, Neo Shaggy, take note. Alright, here we go. Jimmy's posturing out here. I hope he doesn't push in. He does have vision of all of this with his Overseer, so he should recognize, hey, the army count is looking pretty high. I shouldn't be able to find any damage here. I'm not going to commit. He's splitting off his roaches instead. It looks like he just wants to take the watchtowers, which again is fine. It allows JimRising to catch up, and not just catch up, he actually takes a lead when it comes to the drones. Love it, beautiful. And with this lead in drones, he can work on another timing, right? working on 1-1. He's going to have a massive window where he will have an upgrade advantage. It's not going to be the biggest advantage. Like, he's going to have +1 carapace over the +0 carapace of the ZergLord, but it's something, and it does influence the matchup. Alright, here we go. JimRising is pulling back. He does spot the army coming across the map. Does Jim have enough to defend? I mean, with Queens, with Ravagers, he should. He is down in supply, but with the defender's advantage, with his reinforcements, he should be okay. Ugh. The ZergLord is trying to force his way through, but to no avail. He cannot break him. JimRising defends, and oh my god, he even goes for a counterattack. Picks up a roach, then backs off. And now we are waiting for those upgrades. +2 is still on the way. Again, JimRising with 1-1 maybe could have utilized this to his advantage, but I guess he doesn't try to hit a timing. Instead, he's content with just staying at home and making roaches. He ends up losing one of his overlords. He has to be careful again. This is so scary right now. The ZergLord, he does barely have a couple more roaches compared to Jim. I'm kind of waiting to see if anyone decides to, like, uh-oh, Jim, please, no, Jim, oh god, the ZergLord almost finds a way in. Jim has to be so careful with how he splits up his army. Oh god. But what I was going to say is that I'm waiting to see if anyone decides to go for lurkers. Like, is anyone going to flinch and throw down a Hydra Den, or throw down an infestation pit for maybe even fungals, maybe even infestors? At the moment, it's just pure roach versus roach. And the longer this goes on, the more chances the ZergLord has to catch up in the upgrades. What I will say is that +2 still hasn't started. There we go. I was waiting for it. It took a long time. Meanwhile, now it's JimRising's turn to be the aggressor here. Maxed out 200 supply. The ZergLord not too far behind. And now it's just all about positioning. Can anyone find a way in? Can anyone break into any of these bases? JimRising's just setting himself up. He's killing overlords here and there. He's denying the vision of the ZergLord. The ZergLord doesn't want to push up this ramp though. Oh god. Puppy, please. And now Jim, he can head towards the 4th. The ZergLord completely out of position. Jim, he's about to rock up and just get a base for free. Meanwhile, the ZergLord wants to try and surround. Oh my god. Who was really out of position here? Jim! He's gonna try and push on forward, but in comes the rest of the army. The ZergLord going for the full surround. At the same time, Jim is coming in with the rest of his army. The surround gets surrounded. What is happening? And in the end, they kind of trade equally, but Jim got the base. Like, that's what was important. So sure, Jim gets forced back, but he's got his own 4th base on the way. He's got his own drones already starting to get saturated. Like, it was okay. I love it, by the way. I love that Jim was forcing his way towards the rest of his army. I don't think he necessarily knew that he was about to get surrounded, but like, very nice army movement from both players. It was great. Oh my god. Jim, every now and then, he just keeps trading a little bit better here and there. He just keeps finding like a couple, like even there, like what, 2-3 roaches go down for free. Still no infestation pit though. Still no hive. Still no +3. There we go, Jim once again trying to force his way in. It's so difficult to break a defending opponent, especially when we're equal. We're equal, 2-2 upgrades for both players, 200 supply. Jim does have a little bit better economy, but there it is. Hydras, lurkers are on the way for the ZergLord. Jim is still focused on nothing but roaches. This is what I'm worried about. Like, Jim, where's the hive? Where's the infestation pit? Where are the hydras? Man, he doesn't need them. Oh my god! He's doing it! He's pulling the ZergLord apart! The ZergLord, he's never where he needs to be. He's about to lose 2 bases! My god, at the same time, the ZergLord goes for a counterattack, but he only gets drones, and that's it. Jim gets 2 bases. My god. Just completely outpositioning, outplaying the ZergLord there. And now the ZergLord, he's kind of all in. I say kind of, like obviously the ZergLord has a bank and obviously he can rebuild his bases, but he's working off of 2 hatcheries right now. What's scary is that if he loses a fight, he has a bank, but he doesn't have the larva. He doesn't have a lot of larva to rebuild. Ay. Alright, here we go. The ZergLord is going to make something happen. He's going to kill at least one of these bases, trying to even things up. At the same time, there is a bit of a roach run by, but it gets cleaned up. And in the end, he will get the hatchery. But does it even matter? Again, we had another cancel here. Oh my god. The ZergLord still only on 2 bases. JimRising just immediately regains that hatchery. He's able to remax that much faster. But this is the big difference. The tech. The ZergLord is working on lurkers. Lurkers are a massive game changer. And even a handful of lurkers can just change the entire game here. These lurkers are just so good. If they're in position, to be fair. Uh-oh. Jimbo. Mutas. Okay. Not going for lurkers, but going for mutas instead. Bold move, Jim. Bold move. Could it work? Maybe. We'll see. Another couple of overlords are being sniped. The ZergLord tries to go for a run by. This is great for the ZergLord. He's clearing up supply, making room for more lurkers. But there's no anti-air. He's got a lot of lurkers. He doesn't have hydrants. Oh god. Mutas are on the way, +1 is on the way as well. These mutas have to be used so well here. The mutas reveal themselves, and now we see Hydra upgrades on the way. The ZergLord knows. Oh god, but this is such a strong push. And Jim is going for the base trade. He's sending it. The lurkers are across the map. The lurkers will eventually kill everything, but mutas are what you want in a base trade. Let's be real here. If there are no defensive lurkers, I feel like Jim can just win. And I don't see anything here at home. 19 Hydras on the way. Is it going to be enough? Oh my god, as a natural base gets taken out. Oh my god, the piles. And oh no, the Hydras pop out in the main. And they all get taken out. There's only 3 Hydras left. Are the mutas going to be enough? Speaking of mutas, is the Spire still a thing? No. The Spire was taken out. We need to make sure we have detection. JimRising, he gets into the main base. He's going to kill everything here in the main, but does he have what he needs? He has 3 Overseers. I'm sure. Where are the mutas? The mutas are at home. Oh my god, but they can't do anything. Where's the detection? It's coming back. Yo, the lurkers are going to get taken out. And the ZergLord can't get into his main base. Go, Jim, go. Go! No, don't go down the ramp! Oh my god, he's crazy. He needs to calm down. And he needs to kill these goddamn lurkers. He has detection. Oh my god, meanwhile lurkers, like Jim, he just lost all of his bases. He's coming back! He's coming back! Uh-oh. Here we go, the big fight. Jim, he's fighting with only half of his army. Is it going to be enough? He's trying to force his way through, but there's just so much. The mutas finally come back in, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Ay. Jim, pushing down that ramp was not the way to play this out. And that's it. Jim loses his entire army, all of his bases. The lurkers were the winning move here. And the ZergLord, he is fighting back. Oh, actually, mutas? Hold on. I spoke too soon. Nothing shoots up. 4 mutas, and nothing shoots up. These mutas will eventually clean everything up. There is detection. Everything here is going to die. But the ZergLord has an economy. He needs Hydras. He needs Hydras desperately. He needs to rebuild. He needs a lair. He needs gas. There he is. The gas is so late. The GG. GG gets called. The ZergLord takes it. JimRising was running out of buildings. He couldn't kill the army fast enough. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. And the ZergLord ties it up. Oh my god. Crazy. Crazy. GG. GG. But Jim's refusal to tech up really hurt him in the end. Like lurkers, Hydra, Lurker, Viper. Lurkers are what you want in late game ZvZ. They change everything. They're just so good. They're just so good against Roach Ravager. Jim's choice to go mutas was nice. It was cute. But it looked like things were getting too chaotic for him a little bit there. Like, I do think towards the end he could have used those mutas a little bit better and cleaned up all of those lurkers, and that would have slowed down the death of his buildings, right? Like, that would have slowed everything down. And given him more time to eventually fight that army and engage. Oh. Wow. GG. GG. Crazy. Crazy. I'm watching the replay now. Yeah, Jim had no buildings left. Feels bad, man. Like, if he had started cleaning up those lurkers faster, then maybe things could have worked out differently. It's hard to say. Very hard to say. Oh god. Crazy game, crazy game. And it looks like JimRising is going for a bit of a bathroom break. Understandable, completely understandable. As we wait for our next game. Meanwhile, it looks like we have a couple of other updates. Looks like Clay Thompson, whoever that is, just took out Facebooka 1-0. Very impressive, which means it's going to be... Oh, and Eon got a walkover over near Shaggy? What? Question mark? Neo Shaggy did not play out his series. So Eon, I don't know what happened there for Nada Neo Shaggy. But yeah, Eon is gonna have a chance to redeem himself here in nothing but ZvZ. Again, Eon is the best player in all of Costa Rica. He is overshadowed by the other Zerg players in his region, but he's still very good. Very good player. Manda saludos al Mecha Corta. Huh? Welcome, welcome teammates and players from Unidos por el Vicio. Welcome. Hope everyone is doing well. Oh. And I don't know how to call this. Like, yeah. Clearly the ZergLord, you know, he is thinking ahead when it comes to ZvZ and more standard play. This is what I was talking about. Like, in a standard game, I want to give the edge to the ZergLord. But JimRising can make some magic happen. I want to bring things back a little bit, because let's remember, JimRising went wild with Roach Ravager despite being equal in upgrades and equal in roaches, equal in army. He pulled apart the ZergLord so well. He was sniping hatcheries left and right. Like, it was insane what JimRising was able to accomplish. But he was stuck with Roach Ravager. That's what killed him in the end. Like, he needed to tech and transition and take advantage of his advantages. And it just, yeah, he was just kind of stuck for a long time. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But yeah, here we go. Getting ready to dive into game number 3, the ace match. Alright, here we go. And spawning in the top right hand corner, of Hardwire LE, we have the Brazilian Zerg player representing Amantes of StarCraft and taking a win in that last game. It is the ZergLord. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have the Mexican Zerg player representing Timbers Esports and Los Macacos all over the world. It is JimRising. They're both crazy. They're both going for hatch firsts. My god. Crazy. So it makes sense again. Like, imagine a world where the ZergLord didn't 12 pull in game 1. Shaking my head, the ZergLord, shaking my head. Yeah, we'll see how this turns out. So far, interesting build from JimRising. Goes for a hatch pool opening, not your regular hatch gas pool. So he will be delaying his gas by quite a bit here. Does eventually take it, but a very different opening. Much safer opening, I should say, going for a hatch pool. So maybe a little bit afraid of the ZergLord being aggressive. It's kind of what that tells me, as he's going to be having a bit of a faster queen and a bit faster access to lings as well. But does delay his tech. Does delay it. As we get into this game. Now I have to wonder what do I want to see from JimRising? What do I want to see here? I wonder, maybe I would like to see mutas. Mutas are kind of his bread and butter. You know, he is the muta king of Latino America. So I would love to see him try and whip that out to win the series. But it's always risky to do something like that, and I don't know if that's what you want to do against a player like the ZergLord. Like, he's so good. Do you really want to take that risk? Or instead, do you want to play Roach Ravager? We saw how well Jim was playing with it, and how much he could accomplish with it. So why not try it again? He didn't win, but, you know, that wasn't because of his Roach Ravager, to be fair. Meanwhile, neither player is skipping their link speed. I was keeping an eye on Jim. I was wondering maybe he was thinking about skipping it. That's why he took his gases so late. But no, in the end, he is still committed. So again, everything looking standard. The ZergLord this time gets his third base at a regular interval. And this time he doesn't lose it. He isn't forced to cancel. So things are looking pretty good here for the ZergLord. And of course, JimRising staying on 2 bases for that much longer. It's just what he does, you know? Is who he be. It's who he be. As the Evo chamber does complete, and there is that lair. So let's see if we can piece some things together here. JimRising is about to have 100 gas. Once he does, he will have the option to go straight into +1 range. And if that is the case, oh, so Ling jumps in. Let's see. Oh no! The Ling saw the lair. Ay. Jim messing up a little bit there, allowing the Ling through, and Jim makes a wave of Lings of his own. I love it. So his fast lair gets scouted, and this man wants to go into Spire. All 4 gases have been taken, no upgrades on the Evo chamber. The Lings are to apply pressure to keep the ZergLord at home, while JimRising goes for the Spire and goes for the mutas. This is what we wanted. He is the muta king, and we want to see the mutas come into play. Meanwhile, we'll see if the game even goes that long, because the Lings are about to show up, and the ZergLord has nothing to defend. No Baleen Nest, no Lings, no Roaches. So this third base is forfeit. Nice pickup here by JimRising. The ZergLord being punished for cutting corners and not going for a Baleen Nest. Meanwhile, Lings rock up and do not commit to a fight here, despite the Queens not having enough energy for a transfer. Oh no, never mind. I was like, do they have enough energy for transfers? It looks like they do. So the Lings, they don't waste any time there. Just containing his opponents as we have that Spire. Meanwhile, based off what the ZergLord saw, he should recognize, yeah, with all these Lings, with the fast lair, it has to be mutas. There is nothing else it could be. Oh, Lings almost break in. But that's why we have a Nidus. I love this move by the ZergLord. He recognizes, I know that mutas are on the way. I have to end the game before that happens. We need more queens, I feel, but regardless, these roaches are going to counterattack incredibly quickly. We even have an overseer here across the map. It does take a lot of damage, but it is still alive, and at the end of the day, that is what matters. Here we go. Nidus finishes up, and show us the Nidus. It gets scouted! Jim, let's go! Jim, he dives on the Nidus. The Nidus is not going to finish, and this is terrifying. The longer this goes on, the better it is for Jim, because 9 mutas are on the way. Roaches are about to rock up, but there's barely any roaches here. They're going to get surrounded. Oh my god, only a handful of the roaches are going to get surrounded, though. Meanwhile, here comes the Nidus, but it's not going to finish. Oh my god, the Nidus is being targeted down. The mutas are about to rock up. Down goes the Nidus. And now the roaches, they're committed. They gotta go. They have to do whatever damage they can, but it's a little bit too late. A little bit, though. We'll see what they can do. How many drones? They break into the natural base. Mutas are coming out, though. So many mutas will clean this up. 2, 3. I'm thinking maybe 10? Oh, 10? Oh my god, he keeps on going. Honestly, this is nice damage, but this is necessary damage. Meanwhile, the ZergLord is not done. He has no intentions for this game to go on any longer. Spores are being thrown down, and finally we have these queens. Oh my god, but he's diving on top of the queens! Where's the transfuse? Oh, we have a couple of them, but there's not enough energy. The queens are falling, and the spores aren't done! No, this is a little bit too late! Ay, ay, ay. Every single queen gets picked off. And sure, a bunch of drones died, but it doesn't matter. It's not enough. Uh-oh. I'm worried. The spores, these spores are being too aggressive. There's no way they burrow. This is too much. The ZergLord, this is not what you want to be doing. Like, the spores are dead. Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe not. They actually burrow quite quickly. I'm a little bit surprised, but the Lings are going to clean them up. Sure, they get a handful of mutas, but this was too ambitious. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. All these Niduses are going to be cleaned up, and now Jim has the map control. What is there across the map? We are going to have some spores, but Jim kept all 3 of his hatcheries alive. He can drone up from here, and that's exactly what he's doing. Just making drones. Mutas are going to catch everything. No overlords, no overseers, no detection, no vision whatsoever. The ZergLord going for an infestation pit. He has options. Either infestors or hive and vipers. Vipers aren't necessarily what you want though. Like, you can always micro against it. Meanwhile, ooh, we have a changeling, and we do have a Nidus in the main base. Oh my god, is this going to be fast enough? No, Nidus is going to finish. Up, up. Oh! Ooh, a couple of units get left behind. Changeling? There we go. Does get cleaned up. And it looks like it's going to be infestors. I enjoy this. There are some players who try and make Vipers work. The problem with Vipers is that you rely on your opponent to mess up their micro. If you parasitic bomb, and if your opponent just splits off the muta immediately, well then that's just a waste of a parasitic bomb, and that's a waste of a Viper. Like, Vipers are just so inconsistent. So going for infestors and fungals is much more of a solid play. And it's so necessary for the ZergLord to do this, to just keep getting Niduses up. He needs to try and keep JimRising at home, but JimRising, he's too good for that. He is here, and he's just keeping his opponent, oh my god, on 2 bases, and the mutas get into the main. Where were the spores? Oh no. The Nidus has been revealed. Do we have enough energy for a fungal? We do not. No, we do. We do. We have 1. Oh, he doesn't go for it. Doesn't want to waste his energy. But the damage has been done. The ZergLord down to 21 drones compared to the 51 of JimRising. And now this is JimRising's game to lose. He is so far ahead. Where were those spores? There are so many spores here on the front line, but 0 in the main base. The mutas, they can just dive in again if they wanted to and just kill everything. There's nothing stopping them. Meanwhile, the mutas, they are able to clean up another Nidus, looking to head over towards the main base. The queens take note of it. They are going to reposition. Same with the infestors. So the ZergLord, he's reading the movement really well. Like, he's already prepared. But there's just not a lot of anti-air here. I don't know. We'll see. How good's the Fungal gonna be? Up! 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 The Fungal! Ooh, does connect with half the mutas. And he will get half of the cloud. Almost half the cloud. Not bad, not bad. Good start, good start. Now Jim has to make a choice. Does he commit to Lingbane Muta, or does he transition into Ultras? I love Ultras right now, I'm not gonna lie. But at the moment he's just sticking with Lingbane Muta. Okay. And the problem with this is that ideally you want to do this and just keep your opponent on 2 bases and oh, the infestors! No! Oh, GG. 2 infestors go down for free? The ZergLord. Come on, mate. That was every single infestor. Another one gets picked off. Oh no, he was doing so well. He was doing so well, especially with the first wave of fungals. But to lose 3 infestors like that. 3. 4? Oh no. Oh no, he wants it, he wants it! No! Infestor, ¿por qué? GG gets called. Jim does it. He takes the series 2-1. Oh my god. The ZergLord, he was so aggressive with the spores early on, and unfortunately, he wasn't paying attention to his infestors. He wasn't looking. He had enough energy for fungals to protect his own infestors, but he just wasn't looking at the wrong moments. And just like that, you lose your infestors. GG. GG. Well played. And congratulations, JimRising. Hold on. JimRising will move on to the grand finals, and the ZergLord gets knocked down to the lower bracket finals, where he already has his opponent ready and waiting. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you want to have a look at the bracket and have a look at the run of all of these players, because we've had some amazing players here today, some amazing Zerg players. Unfortunately, very little representation from the other races. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But yeah, like we're missing players like Parker, Mike, Shaq-D, Zion. Zion signed up. He did not check in. So we are missing a number of those players. Who else are missing? Chaos Fate signed up. Chaos Fate also didn't check. Man, Chaos Fate would have been amazing today. Chaos Fate could have won. I'll be honest. He could have been our champion. Instead, we have nothing but Zergs, and the ZergLord is going to be going up against his opponent, Eon.